Thank you. Senator Ricketts.
Thank you, Chairman Graham, and thank you, Ranking Member Merkley, for holding today's markup. Chairman Graham, thank you for your leadership in getting this budget resolution done quickly. I'm glad that we're acting fast to reverse the bad policies of the last administration. The last 4 years of the Biden administration failed the American people. Under President Biden's watch, millions of illegal aliens flooded across our border. President Biden's open border policies created a national security, humanitarian, and drug catastrophe at our southern border. Even worse, the Biden border crisis made Nebraska a border state. Let's through some of the numbers the last 4 years. We had 10.5 million border encounters since Biden took office. In 2023, Border Patrol agents encountered 169 people on the FBI's terrorist watch list and another 103 in 2024. Under the first Trump administration, in 2019, that number was zero and often in the single digits. On a single day in December, U.S. Customs and Border Protection encountered 12,600 people trying to enter the country illegally. It set an all-time single-day record for the number of people trying to break into our country. In 2019, the former Obama administration Secretary of Homeland Security, Jay Johnson, said 1,000 crossings a day would be a crisis. 12,600 is a catastrophe. But crossings weren't the only cost. Record amounts of deadly drugs also came across Biden's open borders into the hands of our children and loved ones. We experienced this in Nebraska. Taryn Griffin was a young mom of two who took a pill that she thought was Percocet, but it was laced with fentanyl, and she died from it. Sadly, that has occurred all across our country. In 2019, when I was governor in Nebraska, law enforcement took 46 pills off of our streets. 46 pills, just 46, 2019. Then Joe Biden came into office as president, and just the first 6 months of his administration in 2021, Nebraska law enforcement took 151,000 pills. 151,000, from 46 to 151,000 in just 6 months of Joe Biden's administration. We see this annually across the country, where the leading cause of death of young Americans age 18 to 45 is fentanyl. 100,000 people a year, 70,000 from fentanyl are dying. If any country had attacked us and killed 100,000 of our citizens, we'd be up in arms. We'd be declaring war. And while Americans continue to die, the cartels and Chinese drug manufacturers continue to smuggle the precursors of fentanyl across our borders. While I was governor, after Biden became president, law enforcement started confiscating twice as much methamphetamine, 3 times as much fentanyl, and 10 times as much cocaine because of our open borders policies and the southern border being wide open. The cartels took advantage of it. You see that point I'm trying to illustrate, Chairman Graham? The border is not a crisis, it's a catastrophe. President Trump ran on securing the border. The American people voted for Trump to secure our borders. President Trump promised basic security. He knows better than anyone how to get border crossings down. During his first administration, he brought those down to a 40-year low. And that's why we're here today. We're here to support our Border Patrol agents, fund the border wall, complete that wall, and improve CBP port facilities. We'll also support our Immigration and Customs Enforcement officers in the process, too. They are dealing with unprecedented circumstances. As you mentioned in your opening remarks, there are 300,000 missing children who have crossed the southern border under the Biden administration, but the Biden administration has no idea where they are. Additionally, we have 1.4 million illegal immigrants who came to this country asking for an asylum and have been refused and now are set to be deported. All the more concerning of the 10.5 million crossings under the Biden administration, those who have committed crimes and were convicted and are pending charges, 350,000 of those. Over 35,000 were for homicides and sexual assault. We must secure the border for Americans like Laken Riley, who was murdered by an illegal immigrant, Jose Ibarra, who came here again, claiming asylum. We also must do it for Nebraskans people like Sarah Root, who was killed in Nebraska by an illegal alien drunk driver who was never held accountable. We can secure the border without adding to the national debt, which has already been rising rapidly due to the reckless federal spending under the Biden administration. This reconciliation package will be fully paid for. I look forward to passing this budget resolution package quickly. This is a very important first step in moving forward on the reconciliation bill so we can deliver results for the American people and the President's agenda. So thank you very much, Chairman Graham, for holding this markup. With that, I yield back.